Hello everybody. Since we're talking about pets today, and we usually think about dogs and cats as pets, but there are many kinds of pets. We have fish, rabbits, we even had chickens, and we had turtles at one time. You can have snakes as pets or lizards. And those are some pets that a lot of times we don't think about. So, the snakes and lizards, those are called reptiles. So, we're going to read a book called Miles and Miles of Reptiles. Ready to see what this book is all about? And who's that? Cat in the Hat. All right. This is by Tish Rabe. She is our author. Do you remember what the author does? They write the words, all these words she thought of, and she wrote them. And the illustrator is by Aristides Ruiz and Joe Matthew. So, they did what? They drew all the pictures. That's right. Good. All right, let's get started. I'm the cat in the hat in my crocodile car. We're off to find reptiles wherever they are. We'll find lizards and turtles, then travel for miles to see snakes, alligators, and real crocodiles. There are thousands of reptiles. I'll show some to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Reptiles breathe air. Most lay eggs on land. Some slither, some swim, some run on hot sand. Some reptiles have teeth, some reptiles have tails. All reptiles have skin that is covered in scales. So do you think, we're humans, do you think that we are reptiles? We don't lay eggs, or have tails, or have scales on our skin. So we are not reptiles. Excuse me. First, let's meet some lizards. Count them and you'll find more lizards than all other reptiles combined. Lizards have eyelids that open and close. Most lizards you'll see on each foot have 5 toes. How many toes do you have? You have the same number as the lizards on each foot. When lizards are hungry, some things that they eat are plants, insects, snails, and other types of meat. There are all kinds of lizards. Would you ever think that there is a lizard that is known as a skink? This is a glass lizard. It looks like a snake, but call it a snake and you make a mistake. So going back to the skink, did you know we have those in Virginia? I just saw one last week. It was black and blue, I believe. They're thick little lizards and fast. It's hard to catch them. The world's biggest lizard is here in our wagon. It can grow 10 feet long. It's called a Komodo dragon. Huge. Reptiles are cold-blooded, but I have been told this does not mean reptiles have blood that is old. It means that their temperature changes a lot. They get cold when it's cold, and they get hot when it's hot. How do lizards get warm? Why, thank you for asking. They lie in the sun, and this is called basking. So see, you ever see turtles in a pond, and they're sitting on the log? They're basking in the sun because turtles are reptiles as well, and they get cold. So they go out on the logs where the sun can shine down on them, and they bask in the sun. Pretty cool, huh? Meet my friend the chameleon. He's hiding right here. He changes his color when danger is near. When he's scared, he turns dark and he stays out of sight. But his colors turn bright when he's ready to fight. A chameleon's tail has a powerful grip. It holds onto things so that it won't slip. One eye can look one way while one looks the other. One eye looks at me, one looks at my brother. So crazy. On the Galapagos Islands, we'll see something new. Iguanas, they're lizards. Here's what they do. They swim in the waves, and when they are done, they crawl on the rocks and get warm in the sun. They have glands that strain salt from salt water, and then they sneeze up the salt out from their noses again. How silly. These lizards are geckos. Aren't they pretty? They live in the desert, rainforest, and city. They have pads on their feet that are perfect for gripping. They can climb up a wall, even glass, without slipping. Why are they named gecko? Thing one and I know. Some chirp and squeak, and it sounds like gecko. Ooh, come meet some snakes. When they move on the ground, the scales on their skin help them slither around. A snake's jaw is loosely attached on each side. This means it can open its mouth very wide. A snake smells with its tongue. He is showing us how. See it flick in and out? He is smelling it now. So if you've ever seen a snake and you see its tongue going all the time, it's just smelling. It doesn't have the nose like we do. How do snakes avoid danger so they can survive? Here are some things that help snakes stay alive. Snakes may have stripes, spots, or rings on their skin. They can hide in plain sight. Their skin helps them blend in. Some, like a vine snake, can fool you and me. It looks like a vine hanging down from a tree. If you hear a rattlesnake's tail start to rattle, it means I might bite you, so you better skedaddle. Just trying to protect themselves. A cobra is a snake that's not very polite, and that is because of its poisonous bite. When it's angry, a cobra spreads out its big hood, so this thing that comes out on either side of its head, that's called a hood. If you see it, you'll know things are not looking good. Fangs hang from its jaw and punch holes in the skin. Then a poison called venom begins to flow in. So do you think we want to go petting a cobra? I don't think. I'm going to stay away from that one. Now it's my favorite. Now meet the turtles. Each one has a shell. This hard shell protects it and does so quite well. Turtles heat up in a nice sunny spot, then slide into the water when they get too hot. Turtles are toothless, so they cannot chew. They swallow food whole. That's all they can do. Here is a tortoise. I happen to know. This reptile eats grass and it moves very slow. It looks like a turtle, but I understand. A turtle lives in the water and a tortoise on land. About the tortoise, I discovered one thing. Each year of its life, its shell grows a new ring. So, look at those rings. I'm going to see if I can count them. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe 11. Whew. Tortoises can grow to be over 100 years old. Turtles have 4 legs, but sea turtles like these have flippers to swim through the water with ease. They lay eggs on land, and each mom somehow knows which beach she was hatched on, so that's where she goes. When the babies are hatched, the shells on their backs are so soft, they are helpless if something attacks. We measured these babies. They're so very small. Their shells are just 3 inches long, and that's all. And speaking of sea turtles, there's a bunch of sea turtles on a beach that you can see live footage of. I'm pretty sure, parents. I'll have to look into that and get back to you. But right now, all the baby sea turtles are on the beaches. They already hatched. On the Florida coast, in a swamp or lagoon, you may see a crocodile swimming by soon. Crocodiles have sharp teeth and they walk on 4 legs. Their feet have sharp claws. Their young hatch from eggs. There are crocs that can eat till they're filled up, and then it could be months, even years, before they eat again. Alligators and crocodiles look alike, as you see. That's because they belong to the same family. We looked at them closely, and here's what we saw. The gator's teeth hang over its jaw. So see how the gator's teeth come down over its bottom jaw? And the crocodile's kind of goes up and down. They both live near water, and these reptiles glide by swinging their powerful tails side to side. If you look at their heads like we did, side by side, a croc's head is thin and a gator's head is wide. I went to an alligator farm in Louisiana years ago. I'll have to see if I can find a picture of me holding a baby alligator. It was so much fun. And then I'll send it to you. They mate in the water, then we understand the female comes out to lay eggs up on land. She digs a deep nest and she lays her eggs in it, laying 60 or so, about one every minute. It's a lot of eggs. When the babies are hatched, this is how small they are. Each one weighs as much as Thing One's candy bar. Reptiles are everywhere. Just look, you might see one down on the ground or up high in a tree. They come in all shapes, in all colors, and all sizes, and you will discover they're full of surprises. The end. I hope you enjoyed that book as much as I did. My son wants a lizard and is trying to talk me into buying one, so we'll have to stay tuned if I buy one or not. Have a great day, friends.